Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another video lesson. Today we are looking at Module 4, Lesson 31. This is going to be our last lesson in Module 4. So on Monday we will be starting with volume in Module 5. Really quick, in order to be successful in today's lesson, you will need the following in front of you: a pen or pencil, and your green math notebook. That is all we're going to start with today, so focus just on that. Please find the next blank page in your notebook, and at the top, please write 4.31 notes and today's date. 4.31 notes, and today's date is March 2nd, 2018. Once you've done that, we are ready to move on. Our learning target is I can divide decimal dividends by non-unit decimal divisors. So this is actually the same thing that we did a couple of days ago in lesson 30. But the numbers are just going to get a little bit more challenging. So let's go ahead and dive into question 1. We are doing 34 and 8/10 divided by 6/10. So right away looking at this, I'm not sure what to do. Maybe I need to do the standard algorithm, but these decimals are really confusing me. So here's what I'm going to do. The very first thing is rewrite this division problem as a fraction with a numerator and a denominator. So 34 and 8/10 is my numerator. 0 and 6/10 is my denominator. Now that I'm seeing it this way, I really want to get rid of this decimal point here. It is not my friend. I want a whole number in this denominator, and it's actually going to change this decimal here as well. So I know that since this is tenths, I only need to move this one place value to get rid of the decimal. So I'm going to multiply it by 10/10. And what that's actually going to do is shift every number one place value to the left. Another way of looking at it is it'll shift the decimal point one place value to the right. Either way you look at it, the same thing happens. So my new number is going to be 348/6. Remember, this is still a division problem. So before I solve it, I'm actually going to round and estimate to see what my answer should be close to. So I'm going to leave my denominator the same. 6 is a good enough number, but I'm going to round 348 to a number that I know works well with 6. I don't know my multiplication facts of 6 all the way up into the 300s, but I do know that if I treat this like a 0, it'll be a lot easier. So when I round and estimate, I'm going to round this number. I know that 6 can go into 36, so it can go into 360. So 360 divided by 6 equals, let's see, well, 36 divided by 6 is 6, but there's an extra place value, so it's going to be 60. So I hope that my answer is close to 60. If my answer is 180, maybe I made a mistake. If my answer is 3, maybe I made a mistake. So I'm going to go back, and I'm actually going to use the standard algorithm to solve this problem. So I'm going to go 6 and 348. Now I'm going to ask myself, okay, can 6 go into 3? No. Can 6 go into 34? Yes. And 6 can go in 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. Subtract 4, bring down the 8. 6 can go into 48 8 times. 8 times 6 is 48. And voila, I have a remainder of 0. My answer is actually 58. That is very, very close to my answer of 60. So I know that I'm probably on the right track. Let's take a look at a different problem. Here's problem 2. Please write this down and follow along with me. Step 1, I'm going to rewrite this problem as a fraction. 7 and 36 hundredths divided by 0 and 8 hundredths. Now this is different in a really minor way, but a really important way. My denominator is not in hundredths. It's actually, or excuse me, my denominator is no longer in tenths. It's actually in hundredths. So I need to move this 8 2 place values in order to get it to move to the ones place. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to multiply this not by 10, but by 100. 100 100ths will create an equivalent fraction. Each place value is going to move 2 to the left, or I could say that the decimal is going to move 2 to the right. So I'm going to have 736 eighths. Before I move on, I want to round and estimate so that I can see what my answer could and should possibly be. My 8 here is going to stay the same. I'm going to treat this like a 0, and I'm going to look at this top number and see what number plays well with 8, what number close to 73 or 730 is a multiple of 8. And I know that 8 times 9 is 72. So 8 times 90 is 720. So I'm going to round this to 720 divided by 8. And my answer, well, 72 divided by 8 is 9. So 720 divided by 8 is 90. If my answer is close to 90, then I know that I am on the right track. So now let's set up the standard algorithm and divide. Please do this with me. 8 into 736. I know that 8 can go into 73 9 times. That's 72. 1, bring down the 6. 8 can go into 16 2 times, so that's 92. My answer was 92, and that's very close to my estimate of 90. So I know that I'm happy with my answer of 92. Let's take a look at our third and final problem that we're going to do together. Here is problem number 3. 21 and 56 hundredths divided by 98 hundredths. Step 1, rewrite as a fraction. Step 2, multiply it by some equivalent fraction to 1 and move this decimal or move these place values in order to get a whole number in the denominator. I'm going to multiply it by 100 hundredths because I have 98 hundredths down here, and my new fraction is going to be 2,156 98ths. Now this is actually a little bit trickier because I don't know where to round this and I don't know where to round this. So to make my life easier, I'm actually going to round this up to 100. So, and I will round this, since I rounded this up, I'll round this up to 2,200 or 2,200. So let's try 2,200 divided by 100. And I know that that is going to be 22. So I'm hoping that my answer is somewhere close to 22. Let's do the standard algorithm and see. Okay. Can 98 go into 21? No. Can 98 go into 215? Yes. How many times? Well, 98 is basically 100. And so it can probably go in 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16. Let's put our plus 1 up there to 18, 19. Okay, 196. Subtract 15 minus 6 is 9. That's 1. My difference is 19. My answer is 196 there. 98 can go into 196 2 times. And I am at 0. Perfect. My estimate was actually spot on. I'm very, very happy with that. Let's take a look at our exit ticket. Your exit ticket is 82 and 14 hundredths divided by 6. Good luck and stick it up, and then track your teacher to find out what to do next.